Her message came at 7:14 p.m. A clean, practiced lie wrapped in 6 words. Can't make it tonight. Something came up. 6th time this month. Same hour, same excuse. I stared at the screen longer than necessary, letting the blue light carve into my eyes. Not because I believed her, but because I wanted to feel the familiar numbness spread again. I replied with the same line I always used, all good. 2 words that had become a kind of quiet burial. For us, for me. The room around me was still, too still. A silence that pressed against my chest like a slow hand. I opened Find My iPhone. The map loaded, a single dot pulsed. Not at her office. Not on the freeway she claimed to be stuck on. Her location blinked beside an address I had memorized weeks ago but pretended not to know. Her boss's apartment. A predictable cliché. Almost offensive in its laziness. I didn't panic, didn't break, didn't feel anything sharp. Just a low hum beneath my ribs. Quiet, steady, patient. I picked up the bouquet I had ordered an hour earlier, already anticipating this moment. Soft white lilies. Clean, elegant, funerary. Attached to the arrangement was a plain card. A single sentence. You don't need to explain. We're done. I sent it to the apartment. Watched the driver icon crawl across the map. Watched her dot move too, frantically, suddenly alive. And in that moment, I felt something I hadn't felt in months. Control. I used to chase clarity. Now I walk toward it. Her lies had been small at first. Late meetings, sudden projects, exhaustion she couldn't fully describe. I pretended not to notice. Pretended I still lived inside the marriage we built before life thinned us out. But everything had a pattern. Even betrayal. The distance, the rehearsed smiles, the phone that never left her hand, the perfume she didn't wear for me anymore. She didn't know I watched. Not openly, not with accusations, just quiet observation, like studying a fading echo. The night everything snapped wasn't dramatic. She came home late, smelling of a cologne I didn't own, hair slightly undone, eyes too bright. When she kissed my cheek, I felt the lie brush against my skin. I didn't confront her then. Truth doesn't need noise, it needs time. So I started collecting moments. Not evidence, moments. How she smiled at her phone, how she guarded it, how she avoided looking at me when she walked in after meetings. Every piece slid into place without resistance. I didn't want to be wrong, but I already knew I wasn't. My investigation didn't involve drama, just discipline. Phone records, work schedules, traffic patterns, simple things. Things she never imagined I would care about. I followed her routines from a distance, not physically, but through data. The world leaves fingerprints everywhere when you know where to look. Find My iPhone became a quiet companion. Whenever she texted, running late, something came up, don't wait up. The dot always drifted toward the same place. Her boss. Tall, divorced, fond of smiling too long. I stayed calm, worked, cooked, laughed when required. Inside, something was shifting, slow, deliberate, a decision forming in the dark. She thought she was orchestrating a double life, but all she was doing was giving me the ending I needed. The night I ordered the flowers, I wasn't angry, I wasn't hurt, I was ready. Ready to step out of the version of myself she built her lies around. Ready to let her watch it collapse. When the delivery driver texted, "Arrived," her dot began to move, fast, erratic. I imagined her opening the door, seeing my handwriting, seeing the lilies. Her heart must have dropped into that narrow space between guilt and exposure. She called me immediately. I let it ring. Then again. Again. Finally, I picked up. Her voice shook. "Where are you? Why would you send?" "I know," I said quietly. Nothing else. The silence that followed wasn't confusion, it was recognition. The truth had finally caught her. She broke first. crying, apologies tumbling out without shape or meaning. I listened with a stillness that scared even me. It was over. We both knew it. She burst through the door 20 minutes later, still crying, makeup streaking. I sat at the table, calm, hands folded. She kept talking, explaining, denying, contradicting herself in the same breath. I didn't interrupt. When she finally quieted, I slid my phone across the table. The screen showed her location history. Weeks, patterns, consistency. Her face drained. "You were tracking me?" "No," I said. "I was watching you leave." Her knees buckled slightly, like the truth itself had weight. "I can fix this," she whispered. "You can't," I replied. And I stood, slow, deliberate, walking past her as she collapsed into the chair I had just occupied, leaving her in the ruins she built with her own hands. I packed a small bag, not because I needed anything from the house, but because I wanted the simplicity of leaving with less than I came with. She followed me to the door, begging now. Promises, tears, desperation. None of it touched me, not anymore. "You don't love me?" she choked. I paused, looked at her one last time. "I did," I said, "right up until you gave me a reason not to." Her face crumpled. Mine didn't. I stepped outside, closed the door behind me, and the final thought that crossed my mind was quiet, clean, and absolute. Some endings don't break you, they free you.